Colin, how are you? I'm contacting you because time has passed, and I'm hoping things have settled down. I've been thinking a lot, and if things are better between you and Timmy, I think it's time for me to come back. So how are things? Are you remorseful about what happened?
What the? This is the first time you've texted me since you suddenly disappeared? And what you're saying doesn't make any sense.
The reason I disappeared was I felt my absence would help you and Timmy to talk to each other. If things between you two are better, I'm ready to come back. So how are things?
What do you mean, how are things? You've been ignoring my calls, texts for nearly 1 month. And now you want to come back? First of all, where have you been all this time?
Did you read the letter I wrote? What was so hard to understand?
You left me the divorce papers with your signature on them and a note saying I can file them if I want.
I didn't write just that, right?
Was there anything else written? I don't remember. Wait, there was some other nonsense written. This is a time for you to reflect. Please find the goodness in Timmy. Another mumbo-jumbo I couldn't really understand, so I just glanced through it.
Oh, you really are the worst. I put a lot of thought into that letter.
How dare you? You are a mother who abandoned her 5-year-old son. What do you know about thought or anything? I don't know the circumstances that led to you suddenly leaving us, but doesn't it warrant a conversation beforehand?
We were only separated. It was only 1 month. There are many couples who temporarily live apart. Look around.
That's not what I'm talking about. We did not agree to live separately or anything. You suddenly disappeared. That's abandonment. Do you know how panicked I was? I called your parents and found out you had talked to them. If you had the time and thought to talk to them, you could have done the same with me.
I could have, but felt I shouldn't contact you.
Why not? Shouldn't I be the first person you would contact? Where have you been?
I wanted you and Timmy to get close, so I created a situation for you two to do so.
I see. Thank you? Did you really think I would say that? You know I spend a lot of time with Timmy at night, but to force us to do this for 1 month, was there really a need to do this without saying something first?
There were times you two had these awkward silences, so I was really worried.
What the? What do you expect from a 5-year-old? Even 5-year-olds get tired and don't want to talk. For you to be satisfied, we need to be talking 24/7?
But I'm relieved. The bond between you two has been repaired, right?
Repaired? There were no issues to begin with.
I'm happy to hear that. Then, I'll be returning soon. We can all live together again as a happy family.
I'm still curious about what you've been doing all this time. You were gone for 1 month, and now you want to be a family? I don't think so.
Don't say that. It was for the two of you. Do you know how hard it was for me to be separated from the 2 men I love most in the world? My heart ached every day.
What nonsense are you saying now? You decided all on your own to leave us. You have no right to say anything about missing us.
Is Timmy doing well?
He's doing great, but he doesn't want to see you ever again.
He doesn't want to see me. I don't understand. There's no way my Timmy would say that.
You suddenly disappeared. He was very sad and cried endlessly. As a result, he decided if he ever saw you again, he would never have to be sad again. That's what he decided.
Oh, I can't wait to hug Timmy. My arms are aching for him. I can't wait to come back home.
Home? There's no home for you to return to here.
What do you mean?
After you left us, we moved, like right away.
What? What are you talking about?
You know that I have to work late sometimes. How can I look after Timmy on my own? I rented a place near my parents. We've been living here for 2 weeks now. At first we were living with my parents, but I didn't want to trouble them. They still help me out and take care of Timmy when I'm busy.
Why did you move? What about my things?
I sent all of your stuff to your parents' house. Didn't they tell you?
Come to think of it, my mother did call me a few times. She may have texted me as well. I haven't had a chance to look at them very carefully.
Really? Well, then that's all on you. Even if I contacted you to ask if it's okay to send your stuff to your parents.
You did? That must be why they called me.
But they asked me not to send them your stuff because you planned on coming back. They were very persistent, so I told them I'd consider keeping your stuff if they told me what's going on with you.
What's going on with me?
You told your parents the real reason you left us. But I have to wonder what kind of parents would allow their daughter to do something like this.
Wait, so you know? Did Mom tell you?
Yeah, she told me. I never thought you were this stupid. I mean, when she told me, I was in utter shock, and I couldn't say or do anything.
How much do you know?
How much? That you wanted to go to Miami to work in a resort? I don't know how you convinced your parents that was a good idea.
I didn't convince anyone. I just explained how I felt, my thoughts.
So you aren't going to deny it? You told them you wanted to earn money for your family. You said convincing things like that. But it was just an excuse to run away from taking care of our child, right?
That's not true. Timmy is very important to me. Of course, Colin, you are too.
Then why did you go to the trouble of downloading, printing, and filing out divorce papers, and then leaving them for me on the kitchen table?
I thought if a day ever came and you wanted a divorce, I would prepare myself by filling out my part of the paperwork now.
This is only my assumption, but you weren't planning on coming back, right?
What? Oh, that's crazy. I don't know where you got that idea. Look at me now. I'm trying to come back to you.
You could say anything now. I think you thought, let me see how fun Miami is, and then I can decide if I want to stay longer or not.
That's just your imagination, Colin. I've never thought that. I left because of the two of you, baby. And the money I've earned. Let's use it together as a family.
No, thank you.
What do you mean, no thank you? I never imagined you would suddenly move.
I never imagined my wife would suddenly disappear without a trace. And the reason? To work in a resort? When I told your mother about the divorce papers, she said she didn't know about that. She was flabbergasted.
I didn't tell her about that.
I know. If something is unpleasant, you avoid it, right? Your poor mother. She thought you wanted to give Timmy and me some time alone to connect. And while we did so, you would earn some money for us. You wanted to surprise me, so you asked her to keep it a secret. You covered your tracks well. But your parents know everything now.
Why would you do that? Why do you have to ruin everything? Now they won't trust me.
Well, if you lie, it's natural to lose someone's trust.
Don't be cruel.
And I filed the divorce papers earlier today.
Filed the... What are you talking about?
I was waiting for you to come back so we could have a discussion. But I realized during our chat today I don't know you at all. You don't have the slightest intention to be honest. I give up, Elle. While we were texting, I submitted the paperwork online.
You're lying, right? Why did you do such a selfish thing like that?
I'm dead serious. And how dare you call me selfish after what you've done? I'll raise Timmy on my own. It may be hard at times, but I'll be a better parent to him than you.
You must be out of your mind. You're going to steal Timmy from me?
It's not like I'm stealing Timmy. You abandoned him, remember? All of a sudden you care? While you were having fun in the tropics, reliving your university spring break, you lost everything that mattered in your life? There's no home for you to return to here. Why don't you keep dancing away your life in the tropical resort?
In Elle's mind, she imagined dancing on the beach, kissing a tall, dark stranger under the stars on the beach, and forgetting the trials and turmoils of child raising. That was Elle's real reason she went to Miami. After Colin received Elle's texts, he knew there was no point and proceeded with submitting the divorce paperwork online. Because the paperwork was for an uncontested divorce, the divorce was immediately finalized. Elle found out the magic city of Miami was nothing like she had imagined. So as soon as she reached the end of her 1-month contract, she left Miami. But she had nowhere to return to, so she went to her parents' house. Her parents were livid she had lied to them. After the tears, yelling, and lectures, her parents kicked Elle out of the house. Elle had nowhere to live and no job. She sleeps in bus stations, or at times uses her meager savings for a night here and there at a cheap hotel.
Arnold, we need to talk. Huh? What is it, Ruth? Don't you know I'm working right now? If you need something, wait until I get back home or at least until lunch. Anyway, I need to get back to work. I'll talk to you later.
Oh, really? So, hanging out at a hotel with an 18-year-old coworker is what you consider work, is it? Interesting.
Excuse me?
Karen Bishop, 18. You know, the girl you hired to be your receptionist? And here I thought that you were just cheating on me during business hours under the guise of visiting customers. But good to know that you're just busy working.
Well, looks like you've caught me.
You weren't exactly trying to hide it, were you?
It wasn't that bad.
Sure. Anyway, I've submitted the divorce documents, just like I told you I would from the beginning.
What? How could you have submitted the documents already? I don't remember signing anything. You can't just do that without my consent.
Give me a break. Did you forget already?
Forget what?
I told you already. Back when I forgave you the first time, I said I wouldn't forgive you a second time.
I vaguely remember something like that.
I got all the documents ready ages ago. And I told you that I would submit them the very instant you cheated again.
Well, still, let's not do anything rash.
Did you think I would forget? Or that I would cool off with some time or something? Well, think again. I'm through with you. And you better believe I'll be taking you to the cleaners in court. Buckle up.
Ugh, are you kidding me? Now Karen dumped me too because of you. And my savings are wiped out. I'm probably even gonna be fired. Are you happy? Don't you even feel bad a little?
I like to think that I'm a nice enough person, but my heart isn't big enough to spare any sympathy for cheating dirtbags like you.
You can't just blame me. Maybe if you were able to get pregnant, this wouldn't have happened.
Excuse me? What did you just say to me?
We've been married 4 years, Ruth. 4 years, and you still haven't gotten pregnant. What am I supposed to think, except that you've got something wrong with you? My parents want to be able to hold their grandchild someday, before they kick the bucket, you know? And then Karen showed up, young and healthy.
Are you saying you were going to try and get that girl pregnant?
That's exactly what I'm saying.
Good Lord. What is the matter with you?
Nothing's the matter with me. I'm taking my life seriously over here, and I'm ready to be a father. Karen is young, and she's got good hips. She wouldn't have had any trouble giving me a kid. But now she's gone too, all because of you.
Oh, right. You didn't tell her that you were married. She left you because she realized you're a lying piece of garbage, same as I did.
No, I was gonna tell her.
Oh, save it. And by the way, I'm sick to death of seeing your mopey sad sack face around my house. Find yourself a motel or a cabin or a tent or I don't care what. Just find something and get out and take all your crap with you. Like as soon as possible. I want you gone yesterday. Whoever heard of a disgraced ex just hanging around haunting the place like a ghost? God help me.
I'm sorry, what? I have no idea what you're smoking, but I'm not going anywhere. If anyone's gotta go, it's you.
Oh yeah?
Here I was wondering when you were planning to clean out. This was my house from the beginning. My parents bought it before I was even born. Any reasonable person would see that I'm the only one who has any right to be here.
Are you being serious right now?
Of course. I'm dead serious. Ah, I get it. Your parents moved to Canada. You've got nowhere to go, right? Aw, poor Ruth. Why didn't you just say so? Well, what should we do? I tell you what. I guess I can let you stay in the house if you get on your knees and beg me to put a baby in you. If you can give me a kid, I'll let you stay here as long as you want. Ah, but what am I thinking? You can't even have children. Instead, you're just like this curse I've been stuck with when all I want to do is give my parents a grandchild to play with like a proper adult. I guess what I'm trying to say is, get out of my house.
You know, actually, you're the one who doesn't have anywhere to go.
Oh yeah? How's that?
You remember the last time I caught you cheating? That was back when your parents were just about finished getting ready to move out to Kansas. Just 2 months before that, actually, if memory serves.
Okay. And your point is?
So, we had a chat back then about whose name should go on the deed. Unlike you, apparently, your parents actually felt bad about what you did, so they ended up putting the house in my name instead of yours.
What? Is that true?
Of course. Look for yourself.
Actually, you know what? I think I just remembered.
Oh, how convenient. Anyway, like I said, I want you out immediately.
But I've lived in this house my whole life. I grew up here.
Wait, are you crying? Is that sobbing I hear coming from your room?
No! I just hit my knee on something! I'm not crying! I just don't understand how this could happen.
What do you mean? You brought all of this on yourself.
Hey, Ruth! It's me, Arnie.
Oh,
I can't believe it's already been 3 whole years.
I can't believe I forgot to block you. Bye!
Wait, hold on. Why didn't you tell me that we have a kid?
What? We don't.
You're sticking with that story, huh? I saw you. You were holding a little girl around 2 years old and she called you Mom. If she's about 2, that means she would have been conceived right around the time that we split up, right?
I think you must have seen someone else. I don't have a 2-year-old kid.
Yeah, sure you don't. So, what do you say? Let's get remarried.
Are you out of your mind?
Come on. I know it must be tough being a single mother.
I'm sure it is, but I don't have a kid, so I wouldn't know personally. Plus, I'm married.
Oh, you mean you still consider us married? I guess that works out just the same.
What? Gross! No!
Anyway, I'll head over to the house right away. See you soon.
What? No, don't come to my house! There's absolutely no way I would ever get back together with you!
Honey, I'm home. I've been ringing the doorbell for like 5 minutes. Open the door. The lights are on so I know you're home.
Oh God. Did you actually come?
Of course! We shouldn't waste any time getting things going again.
I told you not to come here, you psycho! Although, come to think of it, the doorbell hasn't rung at all.
Yes it has. I can hear it from outside. It's definitely ringing. I wonder if your excitement for our big reunion has struck you completely senseless. Or don't tell me, you're so flustered with excitement that you can't even come to the door? What's happened to you? You've gotten so cute these past 3 years. Oh man, tonight is going to be something else. I can feel it.
Please keep your disgusting fantasies to yourself. Anyway, the doorbell hasn't rung at all, and my husband just hit the front porch and there's no one there.
Huh? Husband?
I told you before, you freak! I'm already married!
What the heck? Are you telling me that you let some other guy into your home to live with my child? You really need to think this through, honey. If you do that, our kid can never know what it feels like to be hugged by both of her parents at the same time. You need to divorce him right away.
I told you, we don't have a kid together!
You can't lie to me. I told you already, I saw you with her.
Okay, hold on a second.
Why?
I just got a message from my sister. It looks like an emergency.
Okay.
Okay, I'm back.
Finally! What the heck were you doing?
Hey, idiot! Are you at the house we lived in when we were married?
Of course. Where else would I be? You still live there, don't you?
No. Your brother lives there with his wife, dummy.
What? Chris?
Wow. Oh, so you really haven't talked with your brother at all since he graduated high school and left home?
Of course not. He stole a bunch of stuff from the house to sell for drugs or something and disappeared in the middle of the night.
Whatever, I don't actually care. Right after we got divorced, he showed up at the house saying that he had been to rehab and had straightened his life out.
Okay.
There's more. He just so happened to also be engaged to Caroline.
Your sister? How did that happen?
I guess he just happened to get hired at the same company as her. They hit it off and started talking and hanging out without realizing the two of us had been married. Of course, they figured it out eventually.
Weird.
Anyway, Caroline ended up getting pregnant around when we got divorced. And my company arranged for me to transfer to a different location. So anyway, we got to talking and I ended up renting them the house after I moved. So the two of them have been living there ever since.
So, wait. What you're saying is...
Yeah, that was Caroline that you saw. Not me. And the kid that she had is your... well, I guess both of our niece. Because our siblings are married to each other.
So that means that the people inside the house I'm at are... Chris and Caroline?
Well, Caroline at least. It seems your brother is on his way home from work.
Oh, I see. I guess that's lucky at least. All I really remember about Chris is that he was really scary. I don't really want to see him.
By the way, they know all about why we got divorced already. And I already told Caroline what is going on and who it is standing outside her house ringing the doorbell repeatedly and scaring her kid. And she told Chris. So it sounds like he's on his way home as fast as he can.
Oh crap.
I would guess he should be there any second now.
Oh crap, he's gonna kill me!
Get away from the house first. Well, at least it's insured.
Ruth, help me!
What do you want now?
I'm so screwed right now.
Yeah, your whole life is screwed. I'm surprised you still have time to bother me.
Wait, what do you know?
Your brother told me what you said to him yesterday. You started stalking that Karen girl after I divorced you and she dumped you. And then she eventually started dating someone else and they eventually got married. And then you crashed the wedding drunk and caused a big scene. Apparently you owe about $10,000 in damages. And that's just in fines and wedding fees and whatever else that the judge ordered you to pay. Nice going.
Ugh. I can't believe he told you all that. That was private.
Of course he told me. You've caused so much trouble in my life already, I deserve to know.
Well, if you know all about it anyway, then I don't need to explain anything. You've got to help me.
Why should I?
How about because it's a woman's job to support her husband? Or what about just common decency?
I've told you several times that you aren't my husband. I'm married to someone else. And don't make me puke talking about decency. I'm doing enough of that already, and I need to be extra careful with my condition right now. It's a delicate time.
Huh?
I'm going to have a baby.
Huh?
With my husband Peter, of course.
Hold on. I thought you couldn't have children.
No one ever said that except you, because you're a piece of crap.
But wait. How come you never got pregnant then if you're able? We were married for 4 years.
Well, it's true I never got pregnant.
See, I knew it. So you admit that you're lying.
Why don't you ask your brother if I'm lying? He's with you now, isn't he? He's known that I'm pregnant for weeks now.
Hold on. He says it's been about 10 weeks.
That's right. Anyway, back to what I was saying. I had tons of examinations and fertility tests while we were married. They all came back totally okay. I'm perfectly fertile.
So, what was the deal then? Were you avoiding it back when we were married?
I wasn't avoiding it. Why don't you think about that for a bit and figure out for yourself what the deal was? Anyway, enough about that. Chris told me that you're going to start working at his old construction company tomorrow.
Ugh, he told you that too?
Apparently, you can't stalk someone properly while also holding down a proper job. But now that you're done stalking and have a debt to society to repay, he can finally get back to the workforce. Good for you!
Hey, it's nothing to laugh at. That place is no joke. Apparently, that's where he worked when he was living in a halfway house and getting straight. He says the work beat all his vices out of him. I seriously don't know how long I can last somewhere like that.
I have no idea what you expect me to do about it.
Come on!
Anyway, I ought to get going. Stress isn't good for the baby.
Please wait. Don't go.
Good luck with all that, Arnold.
No! Hold on! Please don't abandon me!
I had never heard of the company that Arnold went to work for, but apparently the name is pretty well known among those in the industry. And my brother-in-law seemed confident that if we left Arnold there, they could probably make something useful out of him, which put me at ease. It's also really far away from my current house, which puts me even more at ease. At this point in my life, it's best not to have any shred of stress if I can help it. Arnold was packed up into a black wagon and carted off to some kind of dorm or something for the term of his employment. I heard he was kicking and screaming the whole way there. But I guess he piped down at least a little as soon as the van finally pulled up to the worksite. By all accounts, he's got a fairly difficult life out there, surrounded by all his hardened new co-workers. But he's still surviving and paying off his debts little by little each month. We can still only just hope that he'll leave the company as a decent human being.